Jeez. Oh man. He didn't even drop anything good. How sad. Oh my. So is it better? No, it's not.
Not enough space. I'll be back.
I'm guessing you're supposed to go here? I have no idea. I guess so. Jeez, that's a lot of them. Man. Uh-oh. Wow, that went better than I thought it would be. The moment I was pulled into that middle of that group, I thought I was gonna be dead. Well, I guess I'm still lucky. Well. Well, there's a lot of these machines here. I don't like it. I guess if I were just to destroy whatever it is that he asked me to destroy, these machines wouldn't be here. Dragon's Tooth. Not even worth it. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, wait, chest.
Slave driver! Next time you go, and I'll do nothing.
Okay. Well, at least these maps are very small. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That does not look good.
Here we are at last. Congratulations, Mr. Van Helsing. You've managed to play our little game right to the end.
Do you think that this is a game?
Of course it is. The oldest one in the book. The hero and the villain.
But he is clearly insane.
There can be only one.
Please, make him stop before we drown in cliches.
With pleasure.
When Borgova is in ashes, you have my permission to retire? You underestimate the power of science! You and me, Van Helsing, and our problem! The final problem!
Oh my god, this is so many of them.
Ever danced with a giant machine in the pale moonlight?
There's so many. What the hell?
You and me, Van Helsing, and our problem! The final problem! You underestimate the
crap.
power of science!
No, you're cheating. Freaking cheater. Look at that. Look at this.
I don't expect you to talk, Mr. Van Helsing. I expect you to die! Ever danced with a giant machine in the pale moonlight?
This is ridiculous.
Not possible.
Move! Holy crap, he would not move. Stop attacking shit and move. Not the time for you to get... No, I don't think I'm supposed to destroy those. So, never mind.
When the testing is over, you'll be an ex-hunter!
Ow.
Ever danced with a giant machine in the pale moonlight? My plan is sheer simplicity in its elegance.
Thank God. Okay. Weakling. Only weakling use minions in boss fights.
You underestimate the power of science! Ever danced with a giant machine in the pale moonlight?
Oh my God, this is so annoying. There's just so
How
many
do you
wolves.
Like this experiment, Mr. Van Helsing. You and me, Van Helsing, and our problem. The final problem.
I can't do that.
You underestimate the power of science.
Almost got him.
You wouldn't hit a man in a giant robot, would you?
Yes, I would. Actually, no, I won't. I'm just gonna laser you to death.
When Borgova is in ashes, you have my permission to retire?
Not possible.
They didn't call me mad. Never! But I'll show them all. I'll show them! How do you like this experiment, Mr. Van Helsing?
Close, close.
Don't do this. Join me, and together we can rule Borgova.
No, thank you.
I'm melting. I'm melting.
Oh, great. More cliches.
No. No.
Yes! 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 That would have been such an easy boss fight if he didn't have minions with him.
The game is afoot, Van Helsing. This is going to be interesting.
Okay. Oh, that's it? Oh, thank God. Okay. Whew! The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. Wow, what a game! It started getting so repetitive at the end, so repetitive, simply because you don't have enough skills to use. That's the biggest problem with this game, is an RPG without the surplus of use skills. I would say this is even slightly more boring than Diablo 3, simply because at least Diablo 3 let you use 4 different skills. This, just one. Okay, sure, you can switch between them by putting, but why would you? You know, you don't have any reason to do so. So it's really weird. Is that it? Okay, so I'm guessing we're gonna go into the ending sequence here. But yeah, as we're doing this, I'm gonna state a couple of things. Yeah, like I said, it's the biggest problem with the game is that it gets boring so quickly. It should not be like that. And the biggest problem with this game is the number of abilities that there are in the game. But anyways, that has been my playthrough of The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. Tons of things went wrong with it, like the sound cut off for no reason, and other problems that occurred during the game. I have no idea why it happened. So many things that went wrong.
What on earth has happened to you? Did you really ambush the shipments?
Of course I did. Transport the crates to the lair.
And please, remind me next time that I'm done with missions like this. My body is a mess, not to mention my clothes.
So that's it. I mean, I can just start a new game, but that's basically it for this playthrough. So yeah, it's been an interesting playthrough. I thought it was going to be a lot better of an RPG. The graphics style is really nice, much better than Diablo 3. Diablo 3 graphics style is more cartoony. This is more rustic and like more dark and ominous, which I like. So yeah, this has been my playthrough of The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. So thank you for watching the entire thing, if you did. If not, then thank you for watching this one part. And I hope to see you in another playthrough. And if you wish to stay and listen to my thought on the game, you may do so. If not, then again, I'll see you later. Okay, so if you're still listening, then you probably want to listen to my opinions of this game. So let's start off. Like I said, the graphic style very good, decent. It's an RPG, so I didn't expect it to have major details and everything. But this like shaded style of graphics makes everything look a bit more ominous and dark, which is nice. Nice, I like it. It's a more mature looking RPG. So, moving on to the sound part, the voice acting is average to god awful. Okay, some characters in this game have voice acting that are terrible. Okay, it's just like they hired just a person off the street and tell them to read a line. Is what it sounds like. So voice acting is not very good. Sound effects is good in the sense of background noises, but for things like this gun, it doesn't sound very powerful, and every single gun sounds the same. Okay, this is what it's gonna sound like no matter what gun you have, so that's a bit dull. And like, listen to that. It's a freaking laser beam, but it doesn't. It sounds like, what does it sound like? It sounds like static on a TV. Yeah, it really does sound like static. Just listen to it. Static. The sound effects of the abilities that I played through, like the fireball. Okay, the fireball is pretty nice. I do like the fireball sound effects. But the lightning, that's just pathetic. Okay, that's pathetic sound for a lightning. Come on. Lightning? Really? So pathetic. So yeah, the sound effects in this game, in ability wise, is not very good. Okay? And anything else with the sound? Music is very nice. I do like the music. It's sometimes it's a bit awkward to have this calming music in certain situations, but it's also a very relaxing music, so it doesn't like deter you from the game, but it also doesn't put that eerie feeling into you, you know? So there's a good thing to it, but there's also a bad thing to it. Story. From what I get about the story is that you're on an adventure, and for some reason you're after this scientist dude. They were not very clear. They were definitely not very clear on what the story is about. All I understood was that I need to go here, kill stuff, go there, kill that, and then suddenly there's a final boss. Yeah, the story is very non-existent. So, or at least I didn't actually hear the story. It wasn't presented in a way that makes me, that actually get me to actually understand what the story was about. So problems. But by far, the biggest problem with this game is obviously the gameplay. Like I've mentioned, the gameplay of this game is exponentially boring. It is fun at the beginning, but then once you've done this 1,000 times, things start getting boring. Okay? And for ability wise, if you're going for this side, you don't get a lot of abilities. Okay, you get like 3. Really, that's it. Like 3 major abilities on each side, and then you have like minor ability like gunshot, which is this. It's still firing this stupid gun, but it acid, ice, explosive, and shotgun like. So it's not really different. Same thing with this. It's just a normal regular swinging of the sword, except with different effects to it. It's not, different. Same thing with this one. Lightning strike and fire thingy, ice thing. Yeah, it's not very broad. This amount of abilities is good if you have multiple characters. Okay? It's fine if you have, say, 4 different characters, 4 different classes in this game. This amount of abilities, okay, would have been good if you have more characters. But since you only have 1 character in this game, this amount of ability is unacceptable in an RPG. Because when you're playing it online, everybody's gonna be the same as everybody else. It's very unlikely that people are gonna, get different things. Or I should say that not unlikely that people can get different things, but it's unlikely that you're gonna see different people using different things a lot. There's not a lot of choices for the player, to actually choose from. So that's a big problem when it comes to an RPG. And and once you have done shooting and doing this, or not the lightning one, but using an ability over and over and over and over again for the last 5 hours of my game, it gets very boring very fast. Okay? Now, what are good parts about the combat? Lots of enemies. I love games that put a lot of enemies into the game that die easily. Why? Why is that a good thing? For me personally, the reason why that is a good thing is because when you kill everything, you're like, wow, I just killed like 20, 50 enemies with 1 character. Sure, and that's a really good feeling to have. However, those 50 something enemies does very little damage, like say 10, 20 damage, but there's 50 of them. So if they all gang up on you, you die instantly. So there's a pro and con to that. But that's the good part about combat, in my opinion. Lots of enemies, lots of weak enemies that hits for little damage, and you can dispatch them very fast. However, if you don't be careful, they can gang up on you and kill you very quickly. So it's a good way to do things, other than, I would say, the Diablo style, where you have less enemies, but then you have these elite enemies where they are just completely overpowered and it takes you forever to kill them. If you notice in this game, very rarely do enemies take longer than 5 seconds to kill. Very rarely does that happen. Majorly, only things that happen, the only way that actually occurs is if you're facing a champion level, not even an elite. Elite in this game, you can down them very easily, very fast. But a champion level might take a little more than, say, 10 seconds to kill. So, with that said, the gameplay is still boring. Sure, there's good enemies, good variety, but if you have only 1 or 2 abilities that you just spam over and over again, it's not a good RPG. Okay? You should not be having 1 ability that dominates over all other abilities. Why is his ability so powerful comparing to lightning and fire? Why is fire stronger than lightning? I don't know. Why is this stronger than fire? I don't know. The abilities are not balanced. It's obviously a tiered level. The last tier is going to be always the best, no matter what, from my experience with lightning, flame, and ray of destruction. Okay? So, from my experience, it goes just like that. So, because of that, everybody most likely is going to get Ray of Destruction. And again, when you're in a multiplayer setting, everybody just spam Ray of Destruction and you're most likely going to kill everything. So the overall score that I'm going to give this game, it might be a little surprising, but I'm going to have to give this game a 7. It is not good. I played through it once. I'm probably never going to play it again. That's just the fact of it. I'm probably never going to touch this game again. And simply because the combat is so boring that I'm never going to play it again. And that is so sad. Are they going to add more characters? If they do, I'll play it again. Definitely. Definitely I will play it again if they add more characters. But it's unlikely because it's the Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing and not the Incredible Adventures of Heroes, you know? So it's very unlikely that they'll add more characters. So, like I said. Yeah, so because of the boring combat system, I just can't give it any higher than a 7, because if I give it any higher than a 7, then it says, for me, that this game is replayable. It has replayability. For me, it doesn't. Okay, sure, it's fun to go gather loot, but once you spam the same move over and over again, it's not my style of RPG that I like. Alright, so that's basically my thought over the Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing. I give it a 7 out of 10, and I hope that because of this, that you'll have a better, a more open mind and a better knowledge if you want to get this game or not. My personal recommendation is that you don't get it, because it is very boring later on in the game. It is fun at the beginning, but boring at the end. And in an RPG, that is always a bad thing. It should be boring at the beginning and fun at the end. My personal opinion for RPGs. Okay? Okay. So, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another playthrough.